Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Thursday, July 10th, 2014. I am astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. To go deeper into this big July month, this big shift that we're coming into, check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, to download my big July webinar. And coming on July 26th, Leo King Premium. Check out my website, theleoking.com, to find out more about Premium. And we are going to talk today about our emotions and our mind, how they are in an opposition today. The moon finishing up in Sagittarius today, trying to open up doors, our perception, stay positive no matter what, and it's opposing Mercury in Gemini. And this is a battle of wit, a battle of intellect, a battle of our thoughts, a battle of our beliefs, a battle of our attitudes. Today we really have to be careful. Because when the moon does oppose Mercury, there is an opposition between our emotions and our mind and trying to figure things out. And I think it's important because we're in the intellectual signs of Sag and Gemini. This is also us getting prepared for really big shifts that begin here, starting this weekend, as we're going to have a big full moon, and then we have Jupiter coming into Leo in less than a week. So there's a lot of things that are starting to turn, plus Mercury will come into Cancer. So if you're starting to see on the horizon here, there's some big changes coming. And it's a day like today that we need to get our intellect, our attitude, our mind, and our emotions on the right page here. They can't be separate. We can't be believing that everything's great, but have our mind trip out about this thing and that thing, and oh my God, but what if this happens or this? There needs to be a happy medium today of knowing what the facts are, and more importantly, really where we're going. And to make sure our positivity is there. This is a moon in Sagittarius. This is a day where the moon is coming, in a spot where it's time to just surrender to this positivity, no matter what's going on in your life. And we've had the sun make a hard square to Uranus here in the last couple days. So maybe some little disruptions, maybe some little things that have triggered you. The moon did make a hard square to Chiron yesterday too. So there's energy where, if anything's happened, I bet you it's a fast thing that will take, it'll come out of your life quick, I guarantee you it. And things are gonna open up here with all the big changes that are coming. And to stay on track with that perception. Because Mercury has to do a lot with attitude, and when it's in Gemini, trust me. Have you ever met a Gemini? How many different attitudes they can have, how many different ways of saying things? Today's a day for us to make sure that we tell our attitudes to be based off this emotional understanding of where we're going. And to not trip out, to not try and calculate like you've got it all figured out, even when the universe throws you minor disruptions or minor things. There needs to be this optimism that comes in today that finishes, because by tonight the moon is going to start to come full in Capricorn. We're going to have a big full moon in Capricorn here in the next 36 hours. So, things are about to get really huge here as far as the work we're going to have to do in the building, and more importantly, stepping into our destiny and picking roads. And that's because there's big changes coming, and it's important to get the plans together. It's important to remember your plan. It's important to remember your destiny. And everything in our life is turning towards all these big things that are about to happen. And so it is a day like today to stay on course with your perception. It is a day like today to make sure your attitude doesn't mess things up. If you look at the astrology, Mars as well, coming into this powerful conjunction with the North Node. And there's so much, if you start to look at the chart, there's this T-square forming with the Sun as it's squaring Uranus still and squaring Mars. And it's also coming into a square with the North Node. But everything's towards, let's just get through a lot of this stuff going on right now. No matter what curveballs are coming your way, no matter what actions you might still be hesitating to take, the universe is ramping up gears here. And it's a day like today to be optimistic about what's coming on the horizon here, and to stay optimistic, to stay open, to start to see what doors are opening and what doors will take you down that right road, opposed to tripping out. And the card of the day is the Two of Cups upright. Well, it's interesting about relationships. One Feather and I just recorded an awesome video, and relationships are about to take some really big, awesome turns here. I say that because the North Node and Mars are about to make their conjunction. This is highlighting a lot of energy around relationships, but more importantly as well, Venus is getting ready to finish its nice term in Gemini here, and it's coming into a really positive zone. So there's a lot around relationships starting to stew here. There's a lot of understanding in what we want out of relationships, what we can do. This is a day where it's important, I think, to emotionally find people on the same page. This can also be when it comes to individually in your life. This is dealing with really intense emotions and making sure that they're connecting with the right energy. And I think it's important to really show up and take your emotions in the right place and invest them in the right energy, because you will be able to drink and pay off with what you've emotionally put in. This is kind of like the glass is half full, or is it half empty in your life? That's another way to look at this card, in my opinion. So is it half full, or is it half empty? This is definitely one of those days where it'll be tested in that place. And if it's half full, you'll be very happy to see the results that are coming. In my honest opinion, we are just give this some time. This is kind of where the anticipation happens of such powerful things happening in our life, yet we're still being forced to focus on patience. There's still some actions that are not fully developed here yet. We're having to get the perception right, our beliefs right, and these are definitely where the tests are at. Don't worry, especially if you keep getting thrown minor little disruptions. That's Uranus still in the background, getting ready to turn off. And that's, more importantly, Saturn kind of out of position. This is where things kind of get eerie and freaky, and there's definitely a week here of a lot of energy that you're going to feel, especially with this full moon that's coming up here, that's going to make you feel a little bit tripped out. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you have any questions, or if you want to have a one-on-one reading. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I will see you tomorrow.